Pleased to be joined by Northwestern coach Chris Collins as the Wildcats get ready for their game against Gonzaga tomorrow. Chris, let's focus first on last night and how do you get your guys to turn the page, to enjoy the accomplishment, and yet to move on to a very formidable foe?
Well, I think it helped that we played in the afternoon. You know, we got back to the hotel at a decent hour. We were able to let the guys get something to eat, kind of enjoy their families for a couple hours. And then we brought them back, right before they went to bed. And we had a meeting about that. Hey, it's time, the celebration is over now. We got 48 hours. We got to get ready for one of the best teams in the country, and we got to lock in to our preparation. We'll have film work. We'll have a practice today, and we know what's ahead of us with this team, and we're going to have to really lock into our game prep.
I think a lot of people don't totally understand how this works, but I mean, you're scouting both of the teams, right? South Dakota State and Gonzaga. So you come into today with a very clear-cut idea. This didn't catch you off guard in any way. So explain to people kind of how that works and the process of you guys preparing for what they need to do.
Well, you break the scouting up amongst the assistants. So we had 3 assistants, and we had each guy was responsible for each of the 3 teams that were in this little 4-team bracket. So there was an assistant coach that has been watching Gonzaga all week and has been watching all the film. So now that guy can really get me up to speed in a quick fashion of who they are, what games I need to watch, what I need to pay attention to, and kind of lead. So at least we have someone who's been on it for about a week that is got ahead of the game and get you ready as quickly as possible.
We talked about Vanderbilt being somewhat similar to Michigan. It seems to me Gonzaga, to a certain extent, Purdue would probably be the comparison. How do they compare, and how similar might the game plan be?
Well, to me, they're kind of a combination of 2 teams. The way they push the ball reminds me a little bit of Michigan State. Nigel Williams-Goss, he's a one-man fast break. They really push it. They get you on your heels, and they try to score early in the clock. If they don't get that, then they become a power team, and that's where Purdue comes in. Their size with Karnowski, with Collins, with Jonathan Williams. It's going to be really important for us. Hopefully our experience, the Big Ten's a power league. I mean, you look in our conference this year, Ethan Happ, Caleb Swanigan, Thomas Bryant, Isaac Haas. We've had to face quite a few dominant big men this year, and hopefully that experience with some of our coverages will help us tomorrow.
The thing that's interesting to me is how well they guard, and that's really stood out in watching them this year. What do you need to execute well to be able to score?
Yeah, we're going to have to be a function of our parts. We can't go one-on-one against this team. We're going to have to cut hard. We're going to have to screen. We're going to have to move the ball. We're going to have to be ready when you do get an open shot, because they do a good job pressuring the perimeter with quick athletic guards, and then they have big guys inside that make it hard to score at the basket. So this is a premier defensive team and is going to test our offense, and we're going to have to be clicking on all cylinders to give ourselves a chance.
You gave the guys the message, I know, before the game yesterday and during the game about being tough and about, hey, we didn't just want to come here and play one game. What's the message now? I mean, now that you continue to accomplish these goals, do you change kind of what you're preaching heading into this one?
Well, I think the thing we just keep harping on is you can't take for granted when you're in this position. I think it's easy to say we're going to have a lot of guys back. We got younger guys on the team. We feel like our future, the best days are ahead of us, but you can't take that for granted, and you never know when you're going to be in this position. And so when you're here, let's take advantage of this opportunity. We have a chance tomorrow to play to go to the Sweet 16. I mean, you never know when you're going to get that chance again, and let's play with that sense of urgency.
Chris, you're going to start getting these questions. Mark Few has stayed at Gonzaga forever. There were all kinds of opportunities for him, and yet he was happy where he was, and he's remained there. What would you say to Northwestern fans who are a little concerned about the longevity of Chris Collins at Evanston?
Well, I came to Northwestern to make it my home. I really did. To leave a place like Duke that I loved, I wanted to go somewhere that I could be for a long time. My family loves it. I love the school. I love everything about it, and I'm proud to be the Northwestern basketball coach, and I hope he stays that way for a long time.
Chris Collins, head coach of the Wildcats. Best of luck tomorrow, Chris, and thanks as always for your time.
Thank you.